So Apple doubling its profit in part on soaring sales of the iPhone yet again. What are your headline takeaways here?
Yeah, so the headline takeaways would be is Apple, well, first of all, Apple crushes it every quarter, but also Apple is in all the right businesses right now. We're working from home more, we're buying more phones, more tablets, more computers, and we're streaming media, and we're even working out at home.
So let's talk about then, Tim Cook talked about this being a period of sweeping innovation. I mean, would you agree with that? Of course, Apple has been working towards this strategy of a family of products, not just one model or two models. Now you can choose from many models of an iPhone if you want to buy one now.
Yeah, so I'd say when we talk about sweeping innovation, I think that's something that could apply to the past decade. But I do believe that Apple has been building a family of products and a family of services where the more services they offer, the more products I want to buy, and then the more services that I want to buy. So they've really built out an ecosystem that has been effective in generating more revenue per customer over the past decade. So very thoughtful, but yes, there's a lot of innovation.
Absolutely. So where do you think that next generation then of innovation is going to come from? Obviously, we're expecting a big September event like they always have. They just unveiled this new line of iMacs with the M1 chip and a new version of the iPad Pro, cementing this transition to Apple designed semiconductors, which means that they can connect all of these products in a more seamless way.
So I think there's a couple things to look at here. So I think one, especially when you look at markets that are fairly mature, like the iPhone or laptop computers, I think someone like Apple, when you're talking about real innovation, has to be looking at new industries. So when we talk about innovation, what I would be expecting to see from a services standpoint, where are they going to go with healthcare? Where are they going to go in education? Where are they going to go in industries where they haven't traditionally been as strong, right? They got a bit of a late start with media. Apple Plus is going well, right? They're in fitness and they're in wellness. But I think for real innovation, when we really look back and say, wow, Apple really made a big jump forward, it's going to be in some kind of an adjacent industry where we're seeing greater adoption of technology as part of delivering that service to consumers.
Tim Cook on the earnings call right now saying all-time Mac revenue hit a record that was fueled by custom versions with that M1 chip. How critical do you think that M1 will be to the next generation of Apple's success, given that it is now integrated into so many of their products?
I think anytime a company, especially a hardware company like Apple, can have a more vertically integrated stack from semiconductor all the way out, they simply have, not only can they have more power to deliver really differentiated experiences, but they can also do so in a way that's more secure, protects consumer privacy in a way that's more battery efficient. And those are all things that consumers notice and will buy from Apple. And it's, it's not very transparent to consumers, but the more of that stack Apple controls, the more differentiated their experiences will be over the long term.
Tim Cook saying about this quarter that it reflects both the enduring ways our products have helped our users meet this moment in their own lives, as well as the optimism consumers seem to feel about better days ahead. That's an interesting segue, Julie, into, obviously we've just gone through this major transition in how we work, schooling from home. Now we're going to go through another major transition in the workforce, people going back to work, going back to school. Is the demand for devices going to be the same? Is it going to be sustained? Yes, of course, I know many of us will do even more online than we did before, but also folks are going back to the office. Kids are going back to school.
Well, I think there's a bit of, Emily, I think there's, and I hope so, that's in that model, right? I think that has to be part of what you're counting on. And I think the other thing too is, right, if you look historically, a lot of us have maybe had two smartphones because we're traveling a lot, but maybe now we're going to have a second laptop, or the kids are also going to have a tablet because school systems, want to be prepared if this happens again, or when this happens again. People are still going to want those devices and those services that work at home and give them that flexibility. Even when you look at people going back, there's still a lot of hybrid models in place, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and so forth. So I think, I don't think there are any signs that we're going to see weakened demand for devices here over the next 12 months or so.